So we welcome to the show, GR9. How's it going?
All is well, give thanks, Chris.
So your new album, 9, is out on the 9th of September. What can you tell us about it?
It is a collection of 9 songs, 5 produced by me, 4 co-produced with some of my favorite producers, first released from my label, Steam Chalice Records. And it is a real labor of love. I put a lot of energy and hard work into this record, a lot of love, and really looking forward to sharing these messages and this music. You know, it's my interpretation of roots music built around the songs, you know, a lot of dark sounds, unorthodox harmonies, not necessarily what ones are used to from roots music, but definitely still true to the essence of, you know, the drum and bass and the bingy sounds, the percussive sounds that are true to the African experience, and just trying to bring forth the music as I am inspired. So hopefully the ones will enjoy it as much as I enjoyed putting it together.
Yeah, it sounds like you enjoyed putting it together. What was that process like?
Oh, a lot of sleepless nights, but a lot of fun, you know, working with some of the best musicians in Jamaica, some young, some older, working with producers who really are humble and willing to let a young woman just be herself and experiment with things that maybe they aren't so familiar with, but really giving me the opportunity to just be myself on these tracks. So, you know, I liked that I didn't have too much resistance or any resistance at all, and I really got to be myself. I'm just really, really happy with the fact that I got to do it my way.
Great. I suppose you need that as an artist, don't you? You need that kind of
definitely
ability to say, I want to do it like this.
Exactly.
So that's very good then. I mean, that must be key for you, that you've got control over your music.
Definitely.
So you're currently on a big tour at the moment, having played in America and Europe. How has it been?
Wow, it has been very taxing on the body, but very, very rewarding for the spirit. You know, very, very rewarding. A lot of love. Not always, you know, big crowds. Sometimes huge crowds. Sometimes, you know, on the big festivals, tens of thousands of people, and sometimes very small, intimate crowds, but it has consistently been a lot of love. You know, working with the Dub Treatment, working with my band has been a real pleasure as well. You know, I mean, a few of them are, you know, young musicians experimenting with the dub sound and just putting the sound together. It's been a real organic experience, and I've really, really enjoyed the past few months on the road.
That must be a nice mix to, as you say, go from festivals where there's thousands of people and then go to a more intimate gig. A couple hundred. I mean, that must be nice.
It is. It really is. It really tests you as an artist, you know, because it's a different way that you have to relate. You know, and sometimes you get the best sound, the most crisp and perfect sound with the right amount of space on stage. Sometimes you have to really be very mindful of your space so you don't step on somebody else. But at the same time, it's always, you know, a different energy that brings its own joy. So I'm just really, really happy and really, really grateful to be on this journey.
I love the atmosphere of like a festival or something like that, but I do tend to prefer intimate gigs, actually.
I do sometimes prefer, I do. That is my root, you know, that is my foundation, the intimate setting, the smaller vibes where I can make eye contact with everyone and I can, you know, really connect with the audience. That's definitely something I enjoy.
Yeah, because sometimes people are so far away, aren't they?
True. Sometimes they're so far away and sometimes it's just a sea of people. But there are times, even when you are faced with thousands and thousands of people, where there are moments when you know that all 10,000, all 60,000 of these people are watching and listening and silent and absorbing, and those moments can be really magical too.
So who are some of your musical influences?
Very wide and varied. You know, I grew up listening to a lot of gospel music, you know, a lot of choir music, cantata music. And then there's a lot of African music as well in my home. So the Miriam Makeba and Lady Blacksmith and Tracy Chapman.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You know, so pretty
Very
wide.
rare.
And then later in my life is when I got exposed to like roots music and instrumental dub. And then there was, you know, Augustus Pablo and Scientist and Mad Professor and Harry Moody and Jashaka and, you know, them and them foundation producers as well, and King Tubbies and those sounds. Roots music, dub instrumentals, you know. And then later on I got introduced to like Sizzla Kalonji and his earlier work, his more rootical, more meditative, reverent music. That was a great inspiration for me as well. You know, listening to the music out of St. Croix, you know, with Midnight and Desiree, that was really, really inspiring for me. I mean, and at the same time, listening to like contemporary jazz and listening to Billie Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald and those sounds as well, Sarah Vaughan, Dinah Washington, those women are, you know, really, really important to me as well. Like, I mean, I'm sure I'm missing a few of them too, but
yeah, there's so many, isn't
pretty
there?
widely, listening widely, just soaking up music, even classical music too, because I was exposed to that, you know, singing on choirs in Jamaica. You learn the classical, contemporary, and just soaking it all up. Listening to cinematic music as well. So I listen to movie soundtracks a lot, so like just movie instrumental soundtracks.
I always find with a film, if you're watching a film, if you hear there's a good soundtrack before the film starts, I always think it's going to be a good film.
Me too. Even the series, you know, there's some series that always feature a really nice collection of music. There's sometimes movies that have songs in them and, you know, they're trying to push songs onto the quiet. And there are other movies where it's just, you know that it was a score that was written, and I really like movie scores. Like, I like when it's all theatrical and the mood of the movie is being dictated by the sounds that you're hearing. That's really, I love that.
Yeah, me too. So, from your new album, are the tracks very varied?
The tracks are varied, yes, to an extent. They are all kind of, there are different themes that we cover, but it's still within a particular vibration. So this particular album, very personal to my experience as a woman, as a spiritual creature, more universal than just, you know, in New Name it was more, you know, Rastafari, African consciousness. This is a more universal consciousness, a more feminine, yin type of focus. So we touch on dark and emotional things. We touch on, you know, metaphysical things that might be a little over, you know, might go over some head at first, but that's why we put out 9mm Volume 2, so that we can kind of ground and show the people how the vibration work, kind of start preparing them, have them reading, have them thinking about certain things, so that when the album comes out, they will be in the right frame of mind to receive those messages.
Great. Well, it's been lovely talking to you tonight on the show, and
yes,
I wish you luck.
Thank you so much.
With the rest of your tour. I wish you luck, and good luck with the album.